Let me talk about something that is quietly damaging many marriages today, living in different states or even different countries. Recently, I have had to counsel several couples whose marriages were already on the brink of collapse, and one pattern kept appearing again and again. The husband was living in one state, the wife was living in another, or one spouse had relocated to another country, hoping the other person would join later. The intention was good. They wanted to make more money. They wanted better opportunities. They wanted to build a better future for their family. But somewhere along the line, something began to break in the marriage. Not suddenly, slowly, quietly, until the relationship that once felt close began to feel distant and eventually fragile. Now, let me say something very important. Distance itself is not always the problem, but distance without a clear plan can slowly destroy a marriage. Marriage was designed for closeness, partnership, and shared life. That is why the Bible says in Genesis chapter 2 verse 24, "Therefore a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh." Notice the phrase, joined to his wife. Marriage was designed for oneness, not prolonged separation. So, when couples begin to live apart for long periods, several things start happening. First, emotional distance begins to grow. We are no longer sharing daily life together. The little conversations disappear. The everyday laughter fades. Slowly, and I mean slowly, you begin to feel like you're living two separate lives. Second, decision making becomes divided. One person is managing life in one location, the other person is navigating life somewhere else. Instead of building one life together, you begin to build two parallel lives. Third, loneliness increases, and loneliness inside marriage can be very dangerous. God understands this vulnerability. That is why the Bible also warns couples in the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 5 not to deprive one another for long periods so that temptation does not gain ground. Distance creates emotional gaps, and emotional gaps can easily become relational cracks. Now, let me be clear about something. Sometimes couples must relocate temporarily for work, education, or opportunity. But the danger begins where there is no intentional plan to reunite. Some couples say, "Let me go first. When things stabilize, you join me." But there's no timeline, no shared strategy, no clear vision for bringing the family back together. Months turn into years, children grow, life begins to evolve in different directions, and eventually the marriage begins to feel more like a long distance arrangement than a shared life. Marriage should never become a permanent long distance relationship, because when distance is left unmanaged, it slowly turns partners into strangers. Strong marriages are built on presence, partnership, communication, and shared life, and that requires intentional decisions. Marriage rarely collapses overnight. More often, it weakens slowly when couples drift into separate lives instead of a shared life. Distance without intention can quietly damage what love once built. That is why couples must make decisions that protect the unity of their marriage, not just the convenience of their careers. I help individuals and couples build intentional marriages, intentional marriage preparation, and intentional parenting through intentional family practice. So families grow in wisdom, unity, and purpose. I am Joy Bisong, founder of Intentional Family Practice. If this message resonates with you and you want more insights that help families and marriages grow stronger, please follow for more guidance on building intentional families.